What if a single island smaller than West Virginia could trigger the next global conflict? Picture this: 23 million people living on a piece of land just 130 kilometers from mainland China, caught between two of the world's most powerful nations. Every military exercise, every diplomatic statement, every trade agreement involving this island sends ripples across the entire globe. This isn't just another territorial dispute buried in history books. This is Taiwan, and its future could reshape the world order as we know it. Before we dive deeper into this geopolitical powder keg, make sure you're subscribed to the World Documentaries and hit that like button. We're bringing you stories that matter, stories that shape our world. Now, let's explore why Taiwan has become the most dangerous flashpoint in international relations today. The geographic time bomb. Taiwan's location isn't just strategic, it's explosive. Imagine looking at a map of East Asia. Taiwan sits precisely where China's coastline meets the vast Pacific Ocean. The island controls three critical maritime passages that function as the region's jugular veins. The Taiwan Strait to the west carries nearly all the world's largest container vessels, making it one of the busiest shipping lanes on Earth. To the north lies the Miyako Strait, threading between Taiwan and Japan's southern islands, while the Bashi Strait in the south connects Taiwan to the Philippines. These aren't merely lines on a map, they're economic lifelines and military for China. Controlling Taiwan means unrestricted access to the Pacific, breaking free from what Beijing perceives as containment. For the United States and its allies, Taiwan represents the keystone in a defensive arc stretching from South Korea through Japan to the Philippines. Lose Taiwan, and this entire strategic architecture collapses, potentially redrawing the balance of power across the Indo-Pacific region for generations to come. The silicon shield beyond geography lies in economic reality that makes Taiwan indispensable. Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, better known as TSMC, doesn't just lead the global chip industry, it dominates it with near monopolistic control. This single company manufactures 90% of the world's most advanced microchips, the tiny brains powering everything from smartphones to fighter jets, from artificial intelligence systems to electric vehicles. Without TSMC's chips, modern civilization would literally grind to a halt within months. The device you're using right now almost certainly contains Taiwanese semiconductors. Your cars, computer systems, your refrigerators, smart features, military defense systems all depend on chips that flow from this small island. This technological chokehold has created what experts call Taiwan's silicon shield, making any military conflict potentially catastrophic for the global economy. Both Washington and Beijing understand that controlling Taiwan means controlling the future of technology itself, raising the stakes beyond traditional military calculations into the realm of economic survival. Echoes of a civil war. To understand today's crisis, we must revisit a conflict that never truly ended. In 1949, communist forces under Mao Zedong defeated the nationalist government in China's brutal civil war, forcing Chiang Kai-shek's defeated Republic of China to flee across the strait to Taiwan. This created a bizarre political reality. To governments, both claiming to be the legitimate rulers of all China, the Communist People's Republic controlled the vast mainland, while the Republic of China governed only Taiwan and a handful of tiny islands. This wasn't just a military defeat, it was a wound in China's national psyche that has never healed. Beijing views Taiwan as a breakaway province that must eventually return to the motherland, completing the victory that Mao began 75 years ago. For Chinese leaders, especially President Xi Jinping, reunification represents more than territorial integrity, it symbolizes the end of China's century of humiliation, when foreign powers carved up the nation. Taiwan stands as the last unfinished piece of that historical redemption, making compromise virtually impossible. America's calculated ambiguity. The United States has mastered the art of strategic vagueness when it comes to Taiwan since the 1970s. Washington officially recognizes Beijing as China's sole legitimate government, maintaining no formal diplomatic relations with Taipei. Yet simultaneously, America operates a de facto embassy in Taiwan, sells billions of dollars in advanced weapons to the island, and conducts regular military training exercises. When directly asked whether America would defend Taiwan militarily, U.S. presidents have given contradictory answers, sometimes yes, sometimes maybe, always leaving room for interpretation. This deliberate ambiguity serves a dual purpose, deterring China from invasion while preventing Taiwan from declaring formal independence. It's a diplomatic tightrope walk designed to maintain an uncomfortable status quo that nobody truly wants but everyone fears changing. The Taiwan Relations Act commits America to providing defensive weapons, but stops short of guaranteeing military intervention. This carefully constructed uncertainty has preserved an uneasy peace for decades. But as tensions escalate, many wonder how much longer this balancing act can continue without collapsing. The island chain strategy. American military planners call it the first island chain, a defensive perimeter stretching from Japan through Taiwan to the Philippines. Look at a map of U.S. military bases in the region. South Korea hosts American troops, Japan houses multiple major installations, and the Philippines recently reopened bases in the north, remarkably close to Taiwan. Connect these points, and they form an arc that effectively contains Chinese naval power within the East and South China Seas. Taiwan sits at the heart of this chain, the critical link holding everything together. If China gained control of Taiwan, this entire defensive structure would crumble, allowing Beijing's navy to project power freely into the Pacific Ocean. That's why America recently expanded military cooperation with the Philippines, gaining access to bases near the Bashi Strait, one of China's crucial gateways to deeper waters. During recent joint exercises, American and Philippine forces even sank a decommissioned Chinese-built vessel, sending an unmistakable message to Beijing about their readiness to defend these strategic waterways. Voices from the ground: what do people actually living in Taiwan think about being caught between superpowers? The reality is far more nuanced than headlines suggest. Despite constant threats from Beijing and regular Chinese military drills encircling the island, daily life in Taiwan continues with remarkable normalcy. Most Taiwanese favor maintaining the current ambiguous status, quote, neither rushing toward independence nor accepting reunification with China. It's a pragmatic position born from decades of living under pressure, a collective decision to preserve peace while protecting their democratic way of life. Taiwan has transformed itself from an authoritarian regime into one of Asia's most vibrant democracies, complete with free elections, independent media, and civil liberties that mainland Chinese citizens can only dream about. The island became the first place in Asia to legalize same-sex marriage, a powerful symbol of its progressive values. Yet many Taiwanese express frustration at being treated as mere pawns in a superpower chess game, their voices drowned out by Washington and Beijing. They insist that whatever happens, the island's 23 million inhabitants should determine their own destiny, not foreign powers pursuing their strategic interests. The path forward. As we've explored, Taiwan represents far more than just another territorial dispute. It's where geography, economics, history, and ideology collide with potentially catastrophic consequences. Chinese President Xi Jinping has positioned himself as a transformative leader who will complete China's national rejuvenation, and reunifying Taiwan stands central to that vision. He's made clear that Beijing won't rule out using force to achieve this goal, viewing it as rectifying historical injustice rather than conquest. Meanwhile, the United States sees Taiwan as essential to maintaining the liberal international order it built after World War II. Allowing China to forcibly annex a thriving democracy would undermine America's credibility with allies worldwide, potentially triggering a cascade of geopolitical realities as military buildups continue on both sides, with China modernizing its navy and America strengthening its island chain. The question isn't whether Taiwan matters, it's whether the world can navigate this crisis without stumbling into a conflict neither side truly wants but both are preparing for. Thank you for joining us on the World Documentaries as we explored one of the most consequential issues facing our world today. The situation around Taiwan affects everyone from the global economy to international security, from technological innovation to the future of democracy itself. This isn't happening in some distant corner of the world. The choices made about Taiwan will shape the world your children inherit. We want to hear from you. How do you think the international community should approach the Taiwan issue? Should nations prioritize peace at any cost, or are some principles worth defending regardless of risk? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We read every single one, and your perspectives help shape future documentaries. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss our deep dives into the stories shaping our interconnected world. Together we can better understand the forces moving our planet. Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and keep questioning.